Hello.
And
Welcome
to Film
Bastards.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome, people, to episode 506 of Film Bastards. I am one of your co-hosts, and as ever, I am joined by...
What's your name?
Did I not say my name?
Nope.
Did I just say I'm one of your co-hosts? And that's it?
Yep.
Fucking
And
hell.
as always, I'm joined by...
That's some fucking hubris, isn't it?
I mean, that is maybe borderline worrying, mate.
Possibly. I'm not even going to say my name now.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right. And I'm Ian Loring. Hi.
Becky's not with us. She might not get to being with us on her way home from work, but she's also got to run a quick errand before she gets home. So yeah, you might just be stuck with us two. But she hasn't seen the main review anyway, which is Strays. But we're also going to chat other bits and bats. I've actually watched quite a lot this week, so...
Same.
Yeah, so after a few more barren weeks of films, I've got some good watching in and some other watching in as well. We're a Pod Syndicate podcast, so we have other shows that you should go and listen to. Chinstrike Punter, Rewatch Project, Gaming Landfill, and there's other ones out there. Just go and listen to them, but first finish listening to us. So there's all of that out of the way. Yeah, right, fucking hell. Ian. Feels like a quick intro, that. What's been happening in the old news this week?
Did you say what we're reviewing this week, bud?
Yeah, I said Strays.
You did. All right, there you go. I forgot that. Wow, we're doing real well. So yeah, so we're not talking Blue Beetle, and it's the film that no one's talking about. Did week 5 of Barbenheimer easily, handily beat Blue Beetle at the UK box office. Blue Beetle debuted to 1.2 million. Barbie did 2.7 million, and Oppenheimer did 2 million. The 5th week of a 3-hour-long biopic about Robert Oppenheimer made nearly double what a DC movie did in its first. And okay, Blue Beetle is Blue Beetle, but still, wowee.
Yep.
I mean, Meg 2 only did about 250 grand less in its third weekend.
And that's another one that no one's talking about apart from Asian film lovers.
It's done nearly £10 million.
Yeah.
Meg 2.
How?
Right, bona fide hit.
Yeah. It's bonkers. Yet nobody seems to have seen it.
No, I mean, we haven't seen it. We'll get... It's one of those catch-up ones that we will do at some point.
Yeah.
Barbenheimer continues. It's wild. This weekend, it will still be Barbenheimer. I'm trying to think of when it won't be.
Well, Barbie comes out on VOD on the 5th of September, I believe. So that's when it might start to cool a little bit.
Maybe,
but I still think it's going to make money because it's the Barbie one has become it's become a night out thing. It's become a social thing to go out and see Barbie, which is fantastic.
Yeah, quite. And it's become the most successful film of all time in Ireland over this last weekend, which is random. Good for it.
Fair play to it. It just it's got people back into a cinema.
But I mean, literally, I'm trying to think of when, Equalizer 3 will probably do a good couple mil.
Yep.
So maybe Equalizer 3. But then the week after, I wouldn't be surprised if Barbie's back on top.
That's it. It's got legs that people didn't expect it to have.
Yeah, and I mean, A Haunting in Venice comes out September 15th, so I imagine that will definitely be number one.
Yeah.
You'd have to think. So yeah, I think it's wild. It's fantastic. I mean, Oppenheimer as well. Yeah, it's done half of what Barbie's done, but it's still done £50 million in the UK.
Yeah, and what is it? Is it chasing 800 million worldwide?
God, is it really?
Let's
have a look now.
You think so? 722 million.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just incredible numbers from both of them. It's And it just like, it is just, yeah, fair enough. Great. Good shit. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. You just want that train to keep on going because it's just like, do you know what? That's people enjoying cinema, and I am fucking all for it.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's brilliant. It's just like two very, very good films and two very, very different films. Like, what a treat. What a treat.
Yep.
Okay, so strike update. They'd been talking, the WGA and the producers, but shit's gone sideways again.
Yep.
So apparently the studio heads met with the WGA the other day, and like it was being primed as, you know, we want to talk. Let's talk. And the WGA are essentially saying that the studio head said, "Come on now, right? You've had your fun. It's been long enough. Do a fucking deal." And it can't. And like the deadline are definitely saying, even though who knows, because it feels like they probably have some biases somewhere. They're like, it feels really, really far away now. It feels further away than it has done for the last couple of weeks. And it's the thing with this. I know we talk about it. We've been talking about the strike a lot, but the longer it goes on, the more face the WGA and SAG are going to want to save by going, "We've held out so you can get this." So it's going to be what breaks first. Their will to get a good deal. Or is it just going to be, we just have to get back to work, we literally can't afford this anymore, we're going to have to roll over? It's increasingly depressing. But also, I did hear someone make a good point the other day, saying that, like, people are saying, look at these residuals I'm getting from these streaming shows. Pathetic. And there is just a bit, but you knew you were going to get fuck all residuals when you signed that contract. Like, you were aware of that. Yeah, they are fuck all, but you would have got a more of an upfront payment of that. It's just like every now and then.
Not necessarily. So if you wrote a show, for instance, that wasn't directly for a streaming service, and that show is now being streamed on a streaming service, that's different.
I'm talking directly. I can't remember the specific example, but it was like someone who wrote a show for a streamer, and then talking about like how shit their follow-on income was, and it's like, yeah, but you wrote it for a streamer. You knew you wrote it for a streamer.
But part of what the idea is that now that it's, yeah, at the time they knew that, but that's the thing that has to break. They have to, the streamers have to start paying a fair amount. And at the moment, they're just not. Netflix are bragging on one hand about how the fact that they've got that their users are going back up because of the password sharing measures they've brought in. Yet on the other hand, they're going, "Oh no, we haven't got the money for that though."
Yeah, no, look, believe me, like I'm broadly on the side of the creatives on this. Like, to be super, super clear. It just, I don't know. Sometimes I don't think that the performative aspects, it is just a bit, look, just do the negotiating, please. Like, there is going to be a deal at some point. There is going to be a deal, because it's either that or what, Hollywood just stops completely.
That's it,
like,
yeah. There's got to be a deal at some
something
point.
has to happen.
Just
stop the fucking posturing, like, on both sides, but, you know, mainly the producers, and just do something. And it is going to start hurting fucking everybody, maybe apart from Netflix, because they have a lot of international productions. It's going to hurt everybody else. And if you know, COVID didn't kill cinemas, we've had Barbenheimer. If there is no product, people will, like, quickly just switch off again.
It's a thing, because, like, I was thinking, literally this morning, because I read a quick thing saying that that Strays hadn't done fantastically, and Joyride hadn't done that well, and No Hard Feelings hadn't done as well as they'd hoped. And my brain automatically went, well, I've not heard any promotion for Strays whatsoever. Will Ferrell's not been doing anything, and usually does things. So and then it clicks like, oh, well, of course he can't do any promotion for it. That's why. And it didn't click into place that would have been it. Will Ferrell usually does do bits, and we've had nothing for like a good 5-6 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's these things do have an impact. I read a thing doing a report that one of the studios had done, and said that they think that actors doing promotion adds anything from 15 to 20% to the box office gross. And it's a bit like, and you still don't fucking get it.
Yeah, this is it. It's I don't know. They're gonna start running out if they don't get a deal in the next month or two. Summer blockbusters next year are fucked.
Yeah,
and then it's like, and then cinemas are they're gonna be in trouble if they don't have even one half of a Barbenheimer to get them through the summer. They're fucked.
Yeah,
this time round.
Yeah, there needs to be something. There needs to be something to view.
Yeah, and to be fair though, even the summer movie season next year doesn't sound all that engaging. I mean, Deadpool 3 could be good, but then we've got Captain America 4,
which
Mission Impossible Part 2 won't be happening. Spider-Verse Part 2's already been pushed.
Is Mission Impossible 2, has that been pushed now? Or?
They haven't finished fucking filming it, mate.
Okay, hell. Wasn't that supposed to be like June as well?
Yeah, the only hope they've got is the fact that they don't do too much CG. Next summer is already looking a little bit dicey. It's a worry, And also, I mean, I think it's interesting as well that some of these productions have had these interim agreements where it's like, okay, this wasn't affiliated with the AMPTP because it was produced in Canada or whatever. But then the talent are still saying, yeah, but we stand in solidarity, so we're not gonna promote these things. So it's like Sofia Coppola is going to Venice with Priscilla, but there's no idea as to whether any of the actors are. And you can I suppose Sofia Coppola is probably bigger than Jacob Elordi and Callie Spenny anyway. So that's okay. But Michael Mann's Ferrari, that's got an interim agreement. But apparently Adam Driver, the scuttlebutt is Adam Driver doesn't want to be seen as a scab, even though if he's not technically a scab.
Yeah,
and
you can see their point with that.
Yeah, and you can. But I don't know. It's the film festivals are going to have fuck all heat. Mm-hmm. The marketing of these films is going to be very, very damaged. And when I read stuff about how the WGA and AMPTP are at loggerheads again, and SAG, there's been nothing. It is just right. You worry about the state of the industry that's already been in a bit of a precarious state, and I'm surprised that cooler heads aren't prevailing on both sides about the potential existential crisis. And it's one of those too big to fail kind of things. But if your established workers go, we're not going to work for you anymore, what the fuck do the studios do?
I mean, there's a weirdness of the fact that Barbenheimer might have actually had, for the studios, might have made them go, well, do you know what? That's kind of happening. We can ride that out a little bit. But yeah, once you get into sort of September, it's something is going to have to give.
Well, hey, look, I mean, as long as Formula One drivers don't go on strike, I'll still have my sanity.
Ooh,
If they go on strike for the Bahrain Grand Prix next year, I'll be fucking fuming.
Bet you will be, yeah. Right.
Also,
Yep.
can I rant a little bit about what we were talking about in the WhatsApp?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. So this is a tangent. It's nothing to do with movies. So, PlayStation.
But we do talk about games now and again.
Yeah, absolutely. PlayStation have announced a couple new accessories. One of them is a screen with a cut-in-half controller, one on the left, one on the right. So it's basically like a Bluetooth phone controller thing with a screen, where you can stream your PlayStation 5 games from...
What they call it? They call like a switchblade or a something like that. There's a particular brand that do one, isn't there?
Yeah, there's already one where it's like you get your mobile and it's a controller that you put into it. Backbone,
that's the one.
So there's that, but this is like it's a screen, like an 8-inch LCD screen. I think it's not even OLED. Supplied like by Sony with essentially a DualSense controller, like to the left and right of it. You can stream PlayStation games over Wi-Fi, I believe local Wi-Fi, from your own PlayStation 5. So no cloud streaming.
Nope.
You can't just do the cloud streaming like you can on your PlayStation 5. And it has to be games that are installed on your hard drive, apparently.
So it can't even be like a disc game that you have.
I don't think so. No, good point, actually. No, I don't think so. £200, please. To basically have a PlayStation IBS for when you just need to game while you're having a bad time.
Yeah. It's just like I could understand it if it was something that you could remotely connect to. So you could use it essentially like people do, like a Switch and things like that, and you could connect. Even if it was that you couldn't download games to it, you could only connect via, cloud to your PS5. I could almost get my head around that, but just something that you can play upstairs or while you're having a shit or in the garden and bits like that.
The literally the only use case is because your TV's being used. That is the only use case for this device. Do you know what you can get for £200?
A 4K TV.
Another TV, yeah.
You can get a perfectly decent second TV for that money.
It's fucking bonkers. It is bonkers. Also, do you know what else you can get for £200 that they're bringing out?
Go on.
Some earbuds.
Yep. Some Sony special PlayStation earbuds, which will just be the Sony earbuds, but £60 more.
The fucking hubris. It is breathtaking. And it was funny because like we were in the chat talking about it, and Noel was just like, are they like worried about something? Where's this come from? Honestly, I think it's the opposite. They are so far ahead that they're just like, let's see what else we can get these shit munchers to buy.
It very much is that. It very much is. People will buy these because people will. We have got people who will buy them just to say they have them.
It's like I'm almost more okay with the earbuds because I don't know if they're like really fucking good earbuds and they're saying they're like low latency and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, okay, if they're good earbuds I can kind of understand if they're like comparable, but the thing is, it's like if they're comparable to like a headset, if they're like that kind of quality, because you can buy headsets for like 200, 250 quid. So if they're like comparable to that, I can kind of understand it. This PlayStation, whatever the fuck it's called, there is one use case, And it's going to be a demonstrably shitter experience. And it's like, I'm not that wedded to gaming. You know what I mean? Like, I'll talk a little bit about gaming and what I've been playing.
I am going to as well this week too. But yeah, there is no universe where I could ever see that. But the thing is, I can see people buying it. It's cheap enough for some to buy as a Curo.
Look, in your 20s, disposable income, that kind of thing. Like, and if you style yourself as a gamer, sure, But if Lottie asked for one for Christmas, I'd be like, no, on principle. So there you go, rant over.
Any other news? I don't think there is any, is there? Let's do some trailers. There's actually been some trailers, I think, hasn't there?
There have been. There have been. Very enjoyable Expendables are Red Band came out today, where they were just like, you've been asking for it. And it's like, at Fuzzy Balls 2698 on Twitter saying, give me blood and guts. and it's rated R, and then it's just some, actually, apart from one shot, really quite mildly rated R violence and swearing. I mean, they'll die when they're dead. Even though
such a great tagline.
Even though Donna saw that tagline today, and she was just like, they die, then they're dead. They're already dead when they're dead. They're not gonna die because they're already dead. And to be fair, I think she makes a really good point.
That's the point of the tagline, though, isn't it?
No, but when you're dead, you don't die whilst being dead. You die is like the process in which you are shuffling off this mortal coil, and then you're dead. I mean, it would be fine if it was like, they'll die, then they're dead.
Doesn't sound as good, though, does it?
No, it doesn't sound as good, but the more I think about it, the more it doesn't make sense. It's a Journey Smollett all over again.
I think it's a great tagline.
I mean, one city, two cops, no merci from Paris with Love is still the greatest tagline of all time.
It really is, isn't it? It's such a good tagline. It's a fun movie as well.
Yeah, it is. Like fucking Boldy, John Travolta with a rocket launcher at one point, if I remember correctly. It's great.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a fun movie. Yeah, I the thing is, I'm looking forward to the Expendables 4, but it's just such an oddity.
I love it. I love it. It just the fact that it's and Stallone.
Yep.
So he's barely going to be in it, and it's just Jason Statham taking on the Stallone mantle. Sure, why not?
It is. Yeah, that's it. It's they've planned this one and then another one after it, and this will be the last one Stallone's in. He won't be in the next one. Just
good on him.
Yeah, that's it. Good on him. It's a, they can make him for, surprisingly low amounts of money, and yeah, it should be. It's going to be the Expendables 4.
Good. Looking forward to it. Mid-September. Good time for it as well.
Yeah.
Okay. What's that one called that Benicio del Toro's written?
Reptile? Yeah. Reptile.
Go on then.
Yeah, I actually really quite like this trailer. It got me. It got me intrigued enough to go, yeah, fuck it, yeah, I'll watch that. Good cast as well.
Justin Timberlake is a fucking fascinating filmography. The random stuff he pops up in.
Yeah. I mean, in this as well, there was a bit where I went, where Timberlake says, a weird guy came to my door, I had a full DiCaprio meme thing. Went at that. When I went, just sat there watching, I just went, fucking holy shit, it's Michael Pitt.
I mean, it's good to have him back.
It is, yeah. It is good to have Michael Pitt back because he
spent 3 years in a Mexican prison.
That guy has been away for too long. Just gonna see if he's done any fucking horrible shit.
Victim's family would say not long enough.
Yeah.
That kind of feels a little bit slanderous, to be fair. I think I'll take that back.
He has got some stuff that he's done. But yeah, good cast. Looks fucking fun. If it's a minute over like 105 minutes, I'll be worried. But yeah, fuck it. Go for it. Why not?
Yep. So I think that's October. That's going to be a fun review, I think. God, there has been other stuff. I mean, like, there's a big one that came out yesterday, but I know I've seen others as well. This is frustrating.
Cassandra. Did you watch this one?
What the fuck's that? Nope.
What's it? Gael Garcia Bernal film about about Nacho Libres.
I mean, that sounds like one of the greatest films of all time.
Yeah, it's about he's a gay Nacho Libre who is an erotica.
Hang on, aren't they Lucho Libres? Because Nacho Libre is just the name of that Jack Black film.
They keep calling him Nacho Libres in the trailer, though. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think my brain might have just automatically replaced it because of the Jack Black film. But yeah, the thing is, I was watching the trailer going, I'm kind of already bored of this.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. Okay. Good Burger 2.
I heard about this trailer. I didn't watch this trailer.
There's nothing to it. Like the trailer, there's nothing to it at all. I mean, fair play to everybody involved in Good Burger 2, but doing a sequel to a movie because that movie is notoriously bad. Like, just bad. It's not a good movie. It's not even so bad it's good. It's just bad. Maybe seems a little bit like, do you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do these things.
Okay.
What else have we got? My Animal.
Don't know what that is.
It looks. All I kept thinking of it during it was some fucking bisexual light in there.
Oh, a bit of the old bisexual lighting.
Bit of the old bisexual lighting for sure.
Good to have that back. How's it been?
What does it say about it? It's a Canadian supernatural horror romance film.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, werewolves. It just looks a little bit bonkers. It looks very much like a movie, like a music video. It's one that I think the internet will love, and I might watch at some point, probably on a Thursday when it appears on. I'm not even going to say Netflix. I'm going to say Prime. Because, I just have a feeling that's where it's going to go.
That's when you know it's real classy.
Yeah, when it appears on Prime and you find it by accident.
When you're Prime, you're fine.
Yeah. What else? She Came to Me.
I don't know what this is either. Fucking hell. All right, yeah.
Just going to try and remember who it was that directs this. So it's a rom-com from Rebecca Miller.
Oh, okay.
That stars Peter Dinklage, Marissa Tomei, Anne Hathaway. And yeah, Composer Stephen Loudon is creatively blocked and unable to finish the score for his big comeback opera. At the behest of his wife Patricia, he sets out in search of inspiration. The inspiration is he ends up fucking Marissa Tomei and writing. Yeah, it's the She Came to Me. Yeah, looks quite good actually. I'm kind of up for that. Looks fun.
Nice.
What else have we got?
One of the other ones I saw was Freelance.
Yes, saw that one as well.
So, yeah, John Cena and Alison Brie, the couple I never knew I wanted to see on screen together. I mean, this looks like perfectly good Monday evening fun.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. It's got I'll watch that on a weekday vibe to it for sure. Go on then.
Yeah, absolutely. It's directed by someone as well. I'm trying to think now. It was like, oh, that person. Freelance film 2023. Oh yeah, Pierre Morel, who directed Taken. That's right.
Yeah. Fair play. It just, yeah. I'll watch anything with John Cena in it now.
Yeah, same. One other big one. Do you have any more?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Part 1 coming in December, Part 2 coming in April.
Yeah. We don't know if this is the trailer for Part 1 or both parts.
I think it's the trailer for both put together, given it's like nearly
yeah.
4 minutes long.
And do you know what? To start off with, I was watching it going, not sure here. I'm not sure. And then the more it went on, the more I was going, yeah, fuck it, go on then, you've got me.
Look, yeah, definitely up for this in December. You know what I mean? And like around Easter by the looks of it, sure. I don't get how Netflix make money.
I mean, the thing is, apparently, do you know what the budget is for these two movies combined?
Go on.
It's less than you'd think. It's just over 150 million, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, which is cool. God, they throw so much money at so many things, and I obviously they've got so many subscribers, and they've got the with ads plan and stuff now as well. It's like Wi-Fi. I don't believe it.
The thing with this, as I was watching it going, do you know what? I'm more looking forward to watching these two movies than the next fucking Avatar.
Oh, dude, that was exactly what I was thinking. I'm gonna say it. I might not even watch Avatar 3.
I'm gonna say I might not even watch it, knowing full well that when it gets to next year, when it comes out, we'll go, fuck it, and we'll go and see it. But I am very much. This at least looks like it's going to be like full throttle and fun throughout, rather than just essentially seeming a little bit like a side quest to build a bigger map.
Yeah.
As well, the thing is, I've seen a lot of. It's a weirdness in the fact that, and I'm going to say this a little bit hushed, but Zack Snyder seems like an okay dude, but some of his fans are arseholes.
Yep, yeah, but
then again, Star Wars is a massive thing, but I think a lot of its fans are arseholes. But
yeah,
Zack Snyder is making a film where he's putting a female character at the absolute fucking centre, and it's not a blonde white woman, and going, fuck it, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be fucking batshit, and I'm going big space opera, and people are just going, oh, Snyder Bros. Going to love this. Like, well, just people like it.
Sorry, I'm just distracted by a bit of breaking news, like world news. You seen that the guy who ran that Wagner?
Oh yeah,
group?
his planes apparently mysteriously come down.
Yeah, all passengers dead.
Yeah, and he was on the flight plan. It can't be confirmed if he was actually on the plane yet.
I mean, the Russian aviation authority is saying he was listed as a passenger on the plane.
Yeah,
Fucking.
yeah. Wasn't that the guy who just after the whole revolt thing that they had, and someone from British intelligence military came out and said, "Oh, he's going to be dead within the next couple of months."
Yeah, I mean, look, Putin's a cunt, but that is a guy that the definition of fuck around and find out was made for.
Yeah, that is very much Putin against that guy. It is very much look. Whoever loses, we win.
It's, I don't know. It just is breathtaking. Yeah. Sorry, I just of course he was in a jet that was downed, apparently, seemingly by anti-aircraft missile.
Yeah.
Well, it's the brazenness, which it's awful. It's awful. But what did he think was going to happen?
I mean, you say it's awful, but it's one less fucking neo-Nazi with a fucking militia.
Oh, no. I mean, the brazenness with which, Putin does everything.
Oh, yeah. It's bonkers.
Oh, no.
It's the guy
Dude, yeah.
The guy is now just... The thing is, he's going to get assassinated. That is all that can happen now, is he's going to get assassinated. It's just when.
Who, Putin?
Yeah. Somebody... Because at some point he's going to realise that he's not going to win, and he's going to have to go, big red fucking buttons looking pretty fucking tempting right now, and then that somebody whose name is going to go, shit, he's looking at that red button an awful lot today. Yeah, I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah. Anyway, but back to Rebel Moon. Snyder seems like a good dude. He's had tragedy in his life. I wish him well.
Yep.
A lot of his fans are cunts, and it's just the fact that he does seem to kind of let them be cunts.
But he also has come out and criticised them quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's also fed that fire a fair bit as well. And yeah. Look, I'm on the side of Zack Snyder. His cut of Justice League, legit banger. Like you say, seems like a good dude. Wish him well. Looking forward to at least part 1 of Rebel Moon. We'll see if I'm looking forward to part 2 after part 1. I don't get how it makes money. Hope it comes out in the cinema. I hope they do some sort of 1 week exclusive cinema release or something.
Nice, it? But it did say in the trailer only on Netflix.
Yeah, which.
You'd hope they'd do it literally the weekend before they go, look, we're going to go do a few. I mean, the thing with the Netflix thing is the difference is between, I think, this movie being made by Warner and this movie being made by Netflix is this movie's already paid for by Netflix. That money's been paid for it. This movie, all that needs to happen for this movie to have achieved what Netflix want it to do is for it to actually get made. That's it. It's been paid for, and they've moved on to the next thing. It's just a different model of how they do things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it is, and the only reason why they did a theatrical release for Glass Onion was to keep Rian Johnson happy. That thing made $25 million in its first weekend, and then they were just like, right, thank you very much, yank. And they're obviously not interested. They're only going to put stuff in cinemas for awards qualification at this point, and I suppose they do them. But it's just the whole money on the table thing. Apple will make money with releasing Killers of the Flower Moon and Napoleon in cinemas. They are going to be able to add that to their balance sheet.
I think with Apple, it's very much like it's such a small part of their portfolio.
a fair point.
That it's something that they can afford to basically go, that they can almost like offset it as part of the marketing budget.
It just, I don't know. It just makes them like Napoleon. Already feels like it's going to be an event.
That's
I'm
it.
not.
It's
Rebel Moon doesn't. It feels like it's going to be a film on Netflix around Christmas time.
It's Netflix's Christmas present. It's what they've done it for the past few years, well, the past sort of 4 or 5 years, where they've tried to get something that releases around Christmas, so that they can then spend, the entirety of Christmas saying this is the most we've tracked 800 million hours of Rebel Moon have been watched. It's the most watched film on the planet, and that's what they'll do, and it may well be.
Yeah, I know that it. That always makes me think of when people say like, "Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5's release was the biggest entertainment release of the summer, and it grossed X amount more than this film." And it's like, yeah, but Grand Theft Auto cost like £50. So that's still like palpably less people than watched that like bought that than watched the highest grossing film of the year. I don't know. It just like it feels like these comparisons are such apples and oranges.
Yeah,
like Netflix's definition of
multiplier on it. Again, really, I was reading a thing about the predictions they're having for the release of GTA 6. It will be the next one, isn't it? And they're saying that in all likelihood it'll be the first like $1 billion game. And it's like, right, but it'll cost $100 to buy.
Yeah, I mean, exactly that. For like some sort of premium edition that gives you more GTA Online shit, it'll be $100, even upwards of that.
Yeah, there'll be the cheapest version will probably be $70, $80, and there will probably be a version that has access to certain maps and packs and things like that is probably touching $200.
Yeah, I mean, EA Sports FC starts at £70, and then the Ultimate Edition is like, I think is actually £100. You get like a tenner off if you're with EA Play, and it's just fucking hell.
And when you look at what you actually get for the Ultimate Team bits and stuff like that on it, it's like, ooh, you get a lone player for 20 games, and it's like, fuck off.
Yeah, but if you pre-order by, I think today as we record actually, you get a Champions League or Women's Champions League icon for Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's the kind of thing where I go, tell me more.
You see, I'm just annoyed now because my current Ultimate Team is looking pretty fucking stacked and it's gonna go soon. Okay, tangent again. But this is the thing about FIFA is the fact that this shit just resets every year. Yeah.
Like you potentially spend all that money and put all that time in, and then it just the slate gets wiped clean.
Yeah.
And I mean, but saying that, I think I've logged about 60 hours of FIFA 23. I'm shit at it, but I really enjoy it, and I enjoy Ultimate Team.
Oh, I don't normally play Ultimate Team. I only literally started playing Ultimate Team on this one about 5 weeks ago. And I hadn't touched Ultimate Team at all until about 5 weeks ago when I got an email from EA saying your rewards and Ultimate Team are available for you now, and I was like, what? So I just went in and went, all right, fuck it, I'll give this a go. And I had like a couple of games, but then I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole. I haven't spent a penny on it, but I went on a bit of a rabbit hole with and now I've got a pretty stacked fucking team.
I don't know. It's just like with the new one, you can improve a player's ratings, but then it's like, well, how are you going to do that then? Is there going to be a real money cost to that?
It's via objectives. So
is it just via objectives?
You can select. There'll be add-ons as well. Like you can select a player that you want. You can select so many players, I think, at a time, and then it gives you objectives to do on that player to improve them.
You see, the F123 version of Ultimate Team, and I think they now EA have bought Codemasters. They had their hooks in for a couple of years. I think there's going to be a full-on Ultimate Team-esque system at some point. But their one, F1 World, is pretty great. Like, just because it's like you do events and then you unlock in like upgraded car parts and stuff, and you're just basically like leveling up your car and then leveling up your team principal and your strategist and whatnot. But the thing is, I've not once felt the compulsion to spend any money on that stuff.
Well, that's
And,
it. I will never do that with Ultimate Team. My only worry about the new one, EAFC 24, is I've played a bit of the beta. And
Oh yeah, okay.
The gameplay is basically the same. It's very similar.
Yeah, sure.
There's not a lot of difference, which you kind of find with these incremental differences. The interface is ugly as fuck.
I heard the interface was better because it goes kind of like more from left to right as opposed to up and down this year.
It's just ugly. It's really fucking ugly. And just like I showed Bex a little clip of the, just like when you're scrolling down the players on like the right hand side, and like they do a little mini walkout and they sort of stand there, don't they? As you're scrolling down in like career mode or anything like that. And I was like, this is like the new one. She looked at it and went, really? I was like, yeah. Showed the old one and she's like, right, that new one looks like shit. I was like, yeah.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah.
I really hope that this is a real soft beta.
Well, comes out. I think early access is like 4 weeks this Friday.
Yeah.
If you get the Ultimate Edition, I think.
Yeah, or if you've got EA Play.
Oh, if you get EA Play, you get it early, do you?
I think you get it like 4 days early, I think.
Okay, alright. Interesting. Right. Tangent over.
Yeah, should we review a movie?
Sure.
Let's fucking go for it. So, Strays is written by Dan Perelou and directed by Josh Greenbaum, and stars the voices of Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, Isla Fisher, Randall Park, Sofia Vergara, Rob Riggle, and the actual faces of Will Forte, Brett Gelman, and Dennis Quaid shows up.
He does.
As Dennis Quaid. We will get into that, but yeah.
I've seen some weird shit.
I'm Dennis Quaid. Like the fact that... Fuck it, I'm getting into it now. Like the fact that his bird watching book, he just says bird.
Oh, yeah. He's just thinking of bird. It's good.
An abandoned dog teams up with other strays to get revenge on his former owner. Ian, what did you think of the most 7 out of 10 movie in existence?
Yeah, I mean, it is the most 7 out of 10 movie in existence, and I think, like, which I think is a fail because of how much I love dogs. I'm not. Yeah, I think I've talked about Kiki enough on the show in the past, but just this film basically does exactly what you think it's going to do, and very rarely does it push into anything more than that.
Yeah.
I wanted more moments that were as perfect as the dog finally ripping his nuts off being scored to wrecking ball. There's just a perfect synchronicity about that. And if there were a couple more moments like that through the film, then it would push that overall rating up. I laughed enough, and there's just enough throwing stuff at the screen that enough of it sticks. But at the same time, the comedy is just very basic. Yeah, this is what dogs do. But again, they keep on talking about the devil in the sky. And then the realisation that it's just a billboard of a postman. And it's like that's clever. Like they kind of like they mention it through the film. I was like, did I miss something? And it's like, no, it's just the postman, and they all hate the postman. Like that. It just things like that. But otherwise, it's dogs saying kind of what you think dogs think every now and then, except with swear words in. But sometimes that's enough.
That's it. It's fine. I will admit at point, and it is only like 90 minutes long, but I was getting a little bit bored at one point.
Sure, yeah.
Because it started to get a little bit boring.
And was that kind of like around the time that Reggie's like, I'm going to do this by myself, and then Bug finds the little kid?
Yeah, so it was around about that time. So sort of around the prison bit, and then just after it, I was a bit like,
oh yeah,
this
okay,
is just
yeah,
getting a little bit boring now. They need to. All I need to know is, does he rip his dick off now? Because if he doesn't rip his dick off, then this film is a failure.
And it's I love the fact that the end of second act, will I, won't I, is will I rip his dick off or not?
Yeah.
And then he does.
Yeah.
Again, just wrecking ball. And it's so obvious when you say it, but when that cue starts, it's hang on, I recognise this song.
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, okay, yes, good.
And the fact that it goes on for so long.
It really does.
And then then the other dog shits in his face, and then you've got like the mid credits bit as well, kind of adds to that as well.
I don't think I saw that.
On the mid credit bits is Will Forte in just laid up in a hospital bed with the doctor, just kind of saying to him, right, so we found a lot of fecal matter in your system. That might have been from the goes from the dog shitting on me. And he's like, yeah, probably from that. Many lacerations and just gonna flick through this chart a little bit. Oh yeah, and we couldn't reattach your dick.
Oh man, okay, no, I wish I saw
and
that.
He just kind of goes, fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought genuinely that turn that it takes where Will Forte is just like, I hate you, you ruined my life, and then is about to kill him with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
You know, it like they do like nicely ramp up the, you really do want to see this dog rip this guy's dick off.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that works very, very well. And I actually thought Will Ferrell's vocal performance in this was actually really good as well. It's just like he never loses that kind of like that innocence to him. And I thought that was great, and just like the recurring stuff with the gnome.
Yeah. When you say, "Doc, I met my son, who's a gnome."
Sorry, this is just me talking about bits I liked, but the drug trip scene. As soon as you see those, but like the fluffy bunnies,
you go. You kind of do. You sat there and you go, "Oh shit, no! I don't want to see this."
I don't know. I'm actually liking it the more I talk about it. In all honesty,
that's it. There's no. The weird thing about it is there's no bad bits in it. At all. It just
could have been 80 instead of 90.
Yeah, and I'd have been fine. You could have just sped it up a little bit, and it'd have been fine. Like I said, that even the conclusion kind of is quite nice and kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, and just the fucking the bit where he's trying to get erect so he can get the keys, and all I was thinking at the start was, it's not going to be that like big enough, and then the whole joke is you're just watching it for so long knowing that it's not going to be big enough. And it is amazing. Like
I really thought that was going to work.
Oh god, there's more than enough funny stuff in this film.
Yeah,
there's plenty more than enough.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
They've got just enough, like I said, it could have been a little bit better had, like you say, I think like they had a little bit more mania in it. But then again, that could have also tipped it over into this is just a little bit silly now, which I know that you can't get much more silly than a dog trying to get back, basically homeward bound, but an angry version of it.
Will Forte just great scumbag in this. You know,
But
yeah,
even down to things like the voice catching of Rob Riggle as that dog just made sense.
yeah, 100%. Even I did like that Isla Fish is just playing an Australian dog. Really? Why is she Australian?
I just think it's because she couldn't be asked to do a voice.
Yeah, let's just go with it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine.
Can I just speak in my normal voice for a change?
Yeah, and that's that which is terrific. You know, I'm really sad that it's not done very well. You know, it feels like one that should hopefully find an audience on home video.
Yeah.
I'll watch it again, happily.
Yeah, I probably will at some point. It's really inoffensive, offensive comedy.
That's a really good way of putting it. There's nothing in there that, apart from kind of like being gross out and sweary, like and maybe it's like a sign of the times, but that like there's no like racial humour, gay humour, like anything like that. It is just sweary dick jokes and drug jokes.
Yeah.
And Wrecking Ball.
A Wrecking Ball. But yeah, it genuinely is the most 7 out of 10 movie in like a good way that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, just one of those 7 out of 10s where it's like, yeah, but that's a 7 out of 10 that I'll watch more than most 10 out of 10s.
Yeah, I had a good enough time with it in the cinema.
Yeah, same.
Our audience poll was... I mean, I'm definitely not shit. Our audience poll... Definitely not shit, 50%. Touching Cloth, 17%. Shit, 17%. And Geostorm, 16%.
I mean, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
You know, comedy's like super subjective. And yeah, you can't really argue when it comes to comedy.
No, that's... I'm cool with that. What have you been up to, Ian?
No Cardiff this week. They played Leicester and lost 2-1.
Very last minute, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, it was such a shame. But it is. Cardiff. I mean, like the QPR defeat was disappointing, but the other games, it's like there have been some moments. I feel like they're not being beaten 5-0 yet.
Yeah,
you know,
been no
like that.
Has there?
No, so let's see how that goes. I didn't watch United on Saturday because the whole Mason Greenwood thing was still bubbling around, and it was just like almost like I don't care too much at the moment because of the whole situation. And what happened was the bare minimum bar that they could have cleared for me.
Yeah, it's a very difficult one. I don't think it was handled very well by United, but I don't think it would have been handled very well by most elite level football clubs.
The only thing is, the fact is, the only reason why they went in this direction is because shit leaked.
There's a backlash, yeah. The thing there that I do think is a little bit where what's his name, Arnold, the chief executive, does have a little bit to answer for is a journalist got a copy of that. The journalist was given a copy of it. There's no getting away from it. It was, these things are leaked out by people within, unofficially within clubs. They just are. There's nothing else has happened. That's how these things work. And it was to kind of test the water. Now they've kind of pivoted and said, "Oh no, we considered all options." Like, no, you were going to reintroduce him, and it's very well known that Ten Hag was for that idea, and it's a little bit like, I get why it got to the situation it did from a football point of view. I get why it got to that. I don't agree with it, but I get why it got to that. But the fact of the matter was, it shouldn't have got to where it got to, and the statement was a fucking disgrace.
Yep.
An absolute. That was a. United should have at that point gone to Greenwood's people and gone, fuck no, that is not going in the statement. No, we can write a better statement than that.
Yeah. I'm glad it's in the rear view and moving on.
Yeah. United are bigger than that. They can. United can afford to go. No, sorry, no, go. And what I will say is, and Fergie wasn't perfect. You know, Fergie has a bigger hand in the Glazers owning United than ever seems to get mentioned. But if this would have been under Ferguson, would not have happened. It'd have been fucking gone.
Yep, for sure. Okay, so in terms of films, I'll... God, how many have I got? Because I feel like I've got a few, so maybe I'll hang about. Yeah, okay. I'll talk about a couple, and then I'll throw over to you, and then maybe I'll finish off.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I did a rewatch of Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. It's on Sky Cinema now. Sky Cinema, by the way, the Sky Stream box, and maybe it's the same for Sky generally. Impressed by the amount of UHD stuff they're doing now, and like in Dolby Atmos as well. That shit ain't bad.
Oh, I was looking at going to the Sky Stream box because my what is it? My BT thing's finished, and the thing is, my BT box needs to be plugged into my router, and my router is in the hallway, and the box wouldn't go to there, and I can't be asked trailing fucking wires through. So my BT box isn't even plugged in. So when I want to watch, for instance, BT Sport, I do it on the Apple TV.
Yeah, it's. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like the Sky Stream. So what's my package? Like I've got sports, I've got movies, but the only reason why I've got movies is because you get Paramount Plus included. So if you factor that in, then Sky Cinema is like £6 a month.
That's not
Yeah. And I think I pay. I think it's like 74 a month, but it's like Sky Sports, Sky Movies, Netflix 4K HD, and like the Sky Entertainment package. So when you factor all that in, it's actually not that bad. Like the UHD Netflix would usually be £16 a month. And then like the Sky Sports, I think it's like £24 for 18 months. So, it's all going to go up after 18 months, and then I'll just call them and go, right, well, I'll renegotiate then, please.
Yeah.
Or say, all right, I'll drop the movies or drop the sports and see how that affects the price. Then 3 months later, they'll probably go, oh, you can add this for a reduced amount, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's Sky Stream's not bad. Mild tangent. A lot of, basically most of their big movies that they do premieres of are in UHD. There are exceptions. Like I think, like She Said is like on Sky Premiere at the moment. It's not in 4K. And I'm pretty sure like on Apple you can get it in 4K. So it is somewhat limited, but yeah, it is Dolby Atmos, and obviously it's Dolby Atmos over streaming, so it's going to be like not super like not the best. What's this? What are you doing? What are you distracting me with, sir? That's good. Yeah. But yeah, it's good value is what I'm trying to say. Right, Dungeons and Dragons Among Thieves, Honor Among Thieves. Yeah, it's fun. I didn't lose a bit on rewatch.
That's quite good. I'm quite looking forward to that because I've been kind of like hovering over a rewatch. I know Becky wants to rewatch it because she loved it. So yeah.
Again, that's the one of the most 4 out of 5 films you'll ever see.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I hope they do another one. Good ensemble they've got together with that. So there is that. My almost becoming a feature of just random. It was on Sky Cinema watch of the week. Limitless.
Oh, fair play.
So yeah, I hadn't watched this for a decade easy. So it's the Bradley Cooper takes a drug that makes him smart film. And I think it's really fun. I mean, there is a little bit of should we be rooting for him? Where it's he's the good guy in a film that's basically got quite a lot of bad guys in it.
Yeah, he's the goodest guy in it.
Yeah, but by the end, it's all right, he's back with his girlfriend. He's running for senator. He's probably going to be president one day. Is that a good? I don't think this could end. This might not end well. It's this weird kind of aspirational thing, but aspirational if you want to be a douchebag.
Yeah.
Donna was watching it, and there's this sequence where he's talking about how good his life is, and he's basically kind of mansplaining things, and she's just that'd just be so annoying. And I was yeah, but in the moment, if Bradley Cooper was talking to you about all this kind of stuff and just being really impressive, that would be impressive, wouldn't it? She was yeah, but not for long. And it's he doesn't need long. And yeah, I mean, there is that. There's a kind of a broiness to the aspirational nature of the film, which when you look on Letterboxd, the audience on Letterboxd do not like Limitless, and I'm not surprised.
But I think even Bradley Cooper's come out and said about the character is you're not supposed to like him.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It does feel like there is just a bit of a sting in the tail where he's the lead character, so you're empathizing with him, but it is just a little bit well, should I be empathizing with him? So yeah, but I like it. Also, my third watch of The Lost City. It's just becoming, and again, it was on Sky Cinema. It's becoming a bit of a, if that's on, I'll watch it film.
It's a fun movie.
It's yeah. I mean, I think Tatum and Bullock are fucking fantastic together in that film.
Yeah.
My one complaint about it, and it was shot in COVID times, is just the fact that it looks like it was shot on a green screen for an awful lot of that film. But yeah, it was shot I think 2021.
Yeah.
Just height of COVID, and it's yeah. I think we just have to let that be what it is. But yeah, I really, really like Lost City. Obviously, we've talked about it on the show at least a couple of times before I send you over to that. But yeah, solid 4 out of 5 comedy for me. I do have more, but I've been talking for a while, so I'll send it over to yourself, bud.
Cool, right. So me and Bex watched the Robert Langdon trilogy again.
Nearly spat beer at my laptop there. I just managed to hold it in. I don't know, there's something about the Robert Langdon trilogy, and it's just there's that slight split second of the Robert Langdon trilogy. Oh yeah, Inferno.
Yep.
Just that when you realise that's what you're talking about. You guys did not watch this trilogy that long ago.
No, not a long.
You've talked about Inferno in the last year.
I don't think I've watched it in the past year. No.
Have a look at your letterbox, will you?
But yeah, I'll have a look and see if I can find when I last watched it.
I swear to God, we've talked about Inferno within the last year.
We have, because
Becky watched it.
No, because I got it on 4K Inferno. So
did I buy
you
that
bought
for
it
you?
on 4K.
Yeah, that's right.
So we.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. That just reminded me. Do you know what else I drunkenly bought and realised today?
What?
An entry into the Cardiff Half Marathon next month.
Are you doing it?
I think so, yeah. I can run a 10k at the moment, so it would hopefully be okay train. It was so embarrassing though. Sorry, I will stop talking in a second. I got a fucking email like talking about it and like it's coming up. And I was just like, I don't think I should be getting these emails. I emailed them and I was just like, yeah, I didn't sign up for this. And bless her, this woman was like, you did. I'll forward you the confirmation. And I have a look at like the purchase price, and it was like 11:30 on a Friday night. It was like, oh fuck. So yeah, 1st of October, Sunday the 1st of October, I'm gonna do the Cardiff Half Marathon, despite the fact I haven't been purposefully training for it.
Fair play to you, bud. Yeah,
sorry.
So
Inferno.
We started watching the Da Vinci Code because we went out for a couple of drinks on what night was it? No, Becky wanted to get a Chinese, but the Chinese that is round the corner from us in. By the way, I last watched Inferno actually May 26th, 2020. So 3 years ago.
Time is a flat circle.
Yep. We watched all 3 of them in the space of like a couple of weeks. So we went to, but there's a Chinese in Beverley, which is just up the road. And so what we did was we went to the pub next to it, had a drink, ordered our food, had another drink while the food was getting made, and then went and picked it up and then came home. And we were going to watch something else. And I suspected, well, I'm not watching something that's a little bit more serious when I've had a drink and we're about to eat a Chinese. She went, do you fancy watching the Da Vinci Code? I was like, fuck it, I can't be asked to choose anything else. Yeah, let's do it. It was partially because I wanted to watch the 4K that you got me of Inferno, but I knew I was never going to get away with watching that just on its own. I'd have to watch the other 2 as well. So yeah,
you have to watch the build up.
Yeah, so we watched Da Vinci Code. It's fun, is the Da Vinci Code, and it's got a banger of a fucking score by Hans Zimmer. And it's a good kind of mystery. And then obviously we watched Angels and Demons.
The thing about the Da Vinci Code is the fact that it was almost like this is a really high class production, hiding the fact that is basically like National Treasure for people who think they've grown up.
Oh yeah, it is. And the thing is, I love the National Treasure movies as well, because I like these kind of movies. They're fun.
I mean, Ian steals the Declaration of Independence in National Treasure, so you bet your ass you do.
Yeah. Angels and Demons is probably my favourite, but that's because of all the Catholicism in it is great. And you've got just an unhinged Hugh McGregor is always quite fun.
Doesn't he parachute down from a nuclear explosion?
From not nuclear. It's antimatter explosion.
Right. Yeah.
And
then he's about to be the new pope, and then it's like, but you're the wrong.
Yeah, they found out he's a bad dickhead, which is kind of all right for a pope, to be honest. And then we watched Inferno, which looks spectacular in 4K.
I mean, it was shot natively in 4K digitally.
Yep.
Does it really?
It looks really good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look quite as tasty as, for instance, Tenet. But yeah, it looks really good. I enjoy the fact that it's kind of a little bit tinged towards being a horror, as much as a horror of these type of movies will ever get. But it's quite gnarly, and the whole, it's it's a billionaire who decides, it's basically Thanos, but it's Ben Foster.
That's right, it's Ben Foster.
Yeah.
And then Felicity Jones is a wrong and along with him.
Yeah, that's it. You're kind of watching it. I was watching it saying, God, Felicity Jones is a very attractive woman, isn't she? And she's like, yes, she is. And then
she's not a million miles away from Bex, to be fair. And
then the bit where you find out that she's fucking nuts. Bex paused it and just went, "You find her more attractive now that she's batshit, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah, just fucking so much more attractive now that she's batshit." Inferno's a good time. It's got some great imagery in it. Zimmer again just uses the original kind of like fucking Robert Langdon score, but then just amps it up and just goes, "So Ron, this is the last one we're making, isn't it?" And Ron Howard's going, "Oh yeah, I can't."
Is there some electronic shit in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "I can't believe they've given us the money to make this fucking one." So yeah, this probably is not happening again unless this runs away. And the movie, did enough money to make it profitable.
I'm gonna suggest something.
Go on.
Right, so next week the film out is The Blackening, which I wouldn't mind seeing. I don't know. It's almost trolling the audience. Do we do an Inferno commentary?
We could do, however, a little bit of admin. My schedule's a little bit skewy next week, so we might have to look at that.
Oh, you motherfucker.
But what I will say is, as well, about Inferno, Irfan Khan is just his passing is just such a fucking shame for the film world.
Yeah, that dude ruled.
Fucking great in this. Like,
that's got to be close to his last film.
I think it was very close to being one of his last films. Well, I think he died in 2020, and this was 2016. But
the Inferno was 2016.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just so fucking cool and so charismatic when he's on screen. It's just wonderful. And you watch it going, man, I wanted another 20 years of this guy turning up in things and just instantly making them better. Yep,
for sure. Right, sorry, I need to pee if that's okay.
Yeah, I'll take a quick break and then we'll come back and I'll do my next ones.
And just before we do, so your schedule, what's your schedule?
I can't actually remember off the top of my head, but I think I'm on late all next week.
All next week?
The only day I've got where I'm not on a late is Friday.
How's Sunday?
I think me and Bex got plans, but I have to check on that. Leave that with me.
Okay, yeah, I mean that would literally just completely fuck the show then.
It might do a little bit, yeah. It's a random, rare week where, yeah, my fucking work schedule's an absolute nightmare.
All right, look, I mean, to be honest, I think Don would not be against me not taking an evening out to do the podcast, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, no, that's cool. Okay. Sorry, so yes. So that was the Robert Langdon trilogy.
Yep. So also rewatched Hitman Agent 47.
Cool. What, you didn't watch the first one first? You went straight to Agent 47?
Not watching the first one. First one's shit.
Isn't it fucking Rupert Friend?
It is, yeah. And he's really quite good in it.
Fucking hell. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't remember, hating that film, I gotta say.
It's good, it's decent. It's kind of like they released this, and I think the Transporter that had Ed Skerrin in it as well.
Oh, Refueled.
Yeah, and they were both actually really quite fun. Yeah, it's fine. I know nothing about the Hitman games other than the fact that I think I watched you play one once on a streaming thing.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I did that.
That is about the most I know about the Hitman games. And I downloaded one on PS Plus once, played about 8 minutes of it and just went, fuck this shit. But yeah, it's decent actually. It's a proper Thursday night 90-minute.
Yeah, nice.
We watched War Games. Just because it's come up as like a a recently added on Prime, and I just thought I don't think I've watched War Games for about 30 years.
Yeah.
And in my mind, War Games, he gets taken in by like the FBI like really early on, and it's him against like this computer machine that could be operated by AI or somebody else for the rest of the film. But it's not that at all. That is like literally the last 5 minutes of the movie. The rest of it is... And I was watching it going, this is basically just Chain Reaction, or Chain Reaction is basically just War Games. And I quite like Chain Reaction, but I had a good enough time with it. It's a solid 4 out of 5, 80s kind of sci-fi thriller that is relatively inoffensive, has Matthew Broderick doing kind of 80s Matthew Broderick things of just coming across as being a little bit nerdy but kind of fucking cool, just doing computer bits, and Ali Sheedy being really charming. I had a really good time rewatching this. It's because of the fact that it's now a period piece. Going back and watching it, the tech within it doesn't feel like it's aged as much as if you maybe watched it 20 years ago. If that makes sense.
What? Because the rest of it is aged also.
Yeah, because it's now, the film is 40 years old now. You can kind of go, all right, this is a pre-internet age.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like the any computer graphics in films of that era kind of like look cute.
Yeah.
Whereas once CG starts taking hold, it's almost like it's all forming part of the story as well. And and it that's the thing. It's like hackers will never look cool.
No.
Like it won't have that sheen of like retro. It will just look a bit shit.
Yeah. But the more it goes along, the longer you get away from hackers, the more it kind of becomes a little bit culty because of that. Whereas something like this, for instance, War Games, it's not culty. It's just a good film.
Yeah.
For sure on that. Rewatched Idiocracy.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, Becky watches this quite a bit, whereas I don't. I don't think I've watched it for about a decade. But completely forgot that one of the things that they don't like about Joe in the future, in what is it, 20? When is it? It goes. It's like 20. Can't find what year it is, but it's like it's so much. It's like 500 years in the future. One of the things they don't like about him is that he sounds, and to quote the movie, faggy, which, if you looked at it now, it could be a bit like people would criticize it for that, but it's kind of like that's the point. Is it's supposed to be fucking dumb, but you are actually going, oh my god, it feels oddly like we're not that far off this right now. But yeah, the whole fucking the crops won't grow because they're feeding them Brando, which is basically just Gatorade. And they just, the rest of them are just going, well, it's got what plants need. It's like, right, but does it though? And they're going, well, yeah, it literally says it's got what they need. It's got electrolytes. Like, but what are electrolytes? It's what plants need. It's Mike Judge just really just doing something where he's you're either in on the joke or you are the joke. And he's very, very good at that. He did it. You can definitely see this is the same guy who did Silicon Valley, where one of my main criticisms is of Silicon Valley, the show, is the lead is so unlikable that it makes it hard to watch.
Yeah.
Mike Judge's thing is, that is 100% intentional. He's supposed to be so unlikable it makes it hard to watch. The key is, you kept watching it. And it's the same as, the Beavis and Butthead thing. You can tell that it's the same guy who did all these things. And it's kind of like you're always looking at, well, what the fuck's he going to do next? Because it's going to be interesting, but he's never going to make anything that's going to win a fucking shitload of awards and, have people go, oh my God, I can't believe that's the guy who did Beavis and Butthead. He's always going to do things that are going to be like fringe, likeable. And then finally, my final one, rewatched Gone Girl. Because it's been a while.
Was Becky with you?
She was. Yeah. My God. The thing about that movie is, it's very, very good. It's very, very good. And it's 4 to 4.5 out of 5. And it ticks along. And then there's a point where I think where you go down one of two roads. Either you go, no, I don't like this. She shouldn't have gotten away with this. I don't like this. I don't like this person. Or you go, this is batshit and I fucking love it. And I am fucking motoring down that fucking highway, just loving it. The fact that she is fucking nuts. And it's glorious.
Yep.
The moment of realisation from him that he realises that he is now trapped in her world, and the worst thing is, he kind of fucking likes it. It's just glorious.
I mean, it's a weirdly satisfying end to that film. He's trapped in the most bunny ears trapped could ever be.
Yeah, it's like the wonderful, and it's a combination of a well written story and a really well directed movie, in the sense that the movie you're watching is split into kind of two, in the sense that part of the movie you're watching is what's happening, and part of the movie you're watching is the unreliable narratoriness of her writing the diary, and you're seeing bits of that. And Fincher shoots those bits ever so subtly different. So the bit where Affleck's character essentially throws her to the ground, and she hits the newel post of the stairs. There, it's like that never happened, and it's shot ever so slightly differently to the rest, to the everything that has led up to it, because that's the first bit that didn't happen, but you're seeing it as if it did happen. But also, Affleck's character is completely different. He's dressed in clothes that he wouldn't normally wear. His hair's done in a way that it wouldn't normally be done, and he's playing the douchebag that she's writing, not the douchebag that he actually is. And then you've got the bits of her like cowering in bed and bits like that. But then towards the end of the movie, he's now doing that. So the bits where she's like writing the diary and saying, I have to live with the fact that this man that I love might kill me. He's now living at the end of the movie in this world of, this woman that I love might fucking kill me.
Yeah.
And it's so wonderful in the sense that, Affleck's facial expression once you realise him going, oh fuck, he's into it, is brilliant. Just so many awards should have gone at this movie, but I can see why none of them did.
Pike got nominated, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah. And Tyler Perry. Oh my God. The fact that he is the one who is looking at it, just laughing constantly at it. And just going... And the fact that I think his last line to Ben Affleck is, good luck, because, man, don't ever cross her because she is one fucked up bitch. But he's just laughing as he leaves. And he's like, keep my number because you're probably going to need it.
That's good. Yeah.
Man,
Good old Tyler Perry,
he should have
man.
won Best
Right.
Supporting Actor for that movie. He just spends the entirety of it laughing at the situation.
I need to rewatch Gone Girl because the way you talk about it just makes me think it just entertaining.
It's this weird kind of like almost fucked up rom-com in a way if you view it from a certain direction. It's fucking what a picture.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, that's great.
Yep. That's me for the week.
Well done. Good stuff.
Fucking hell.
That's good. That was good. Right. Okay. So yeah, a few other things. I rewatched. Did a watch of Hot Fuzz for the first time in fucking forever. So, for context, basically, I was really hungover on Saturday, and I watched 4 films on Saturday alone. Good day.
Nice, that's a good day.
Yeah, and so Hot Fuzz, it's just super, super watchable. It's very, very fun. It's this weird mix of action, comedy, piss take, and also kind of almost like culty horror stuff. And it's an odd amalgamation, but Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are just a terrific double act together as well. I don't think Nick Frost has ever been better than he is in Hot Fuzz. Like the sheer innocence of him, but he's kind of a man child. But
He seems like he'd be a good pint.
But yeah, and that's the that's the thing.
He's
There's no
kind of
maliciousness to
yeah,
it.
that's it. He's a man child, but he's not a dickhead with it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
He's also he's a man child, but you also get the feeling that he pays his mortgage on time and he's got contents insurance.
Yeah, no, absolutely he does. It's a very, very breezy, like nearly 2 hours. I think it's like an hour 45 is Hot Fuzz, and yeah, I mean Paddy Considine and Rafe Spall as the Andes, wonderful supporting shit. Like there is maybe very little funnier in cinema than that bit where they both look at him and then kind of go out the frame to the right, and then the one just ducks his head back in.
It's just a great shot, isn't it?
And that's got to be an improv.
Yeah.
Like they use it's. I think that film is like Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright with the confidence of Shaun of the Dead, but not the. Now we're gonna kind of trick you and be a little bit serious with The World's End.
Yeah.
I've only seen The World's End twice, and I feel like I really need to fucking gird my loins before I see it.
I didn't like it on first watch and really liked it on second watch.
I got on it with it better on second watch. It's just. It's that film, but at the centre of it, you've got this like deeply troubled, depressing guy, and it just, I feel like
it's a little bit incongruous to the other two. It's not as breezy.
No, it's not, and it feels like it wants to be doing more than. The concept and the other characters are almost like letting it do. I don't know. I will. I feel like I'm going to pull the pin on The World's End sometime soon.
My only issue I have with Hot Fuzz is I don't like the third act.
That's the. I think the third act's great.
Yeah, it's weird. I can't. I've tried. I'm really enjoying it to a point, and then it just goes off a cliff for me.
And I tell you what, as well, like, for as much as Lottie's quite sensitive about stuff, she was watching parts of the third act. She thought it was really funny.
Nice.
Like, she kind of understood the vibe.
Yeah. It is quite slapsticky by the end, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. Like the swan in the back of the car, and it makes Broadbent like crash the tree. She loved that. Into the tree. She loved it. So, inspired by It's Kind of a Big Deal, a 9-hour-long audiobook that came out on Audible yesterday as we record about Anchorman, which I'm going to listen to at some point. I rewatched both Anchorman and Anchorman 2.
You went both of them, did you?
Yeah, I watched Anchorman on Saturday and I watched Anchorman 2 Sunday/Monday. So, yeah, Anchorman I've seen a lot. Literally, we've got a new office and there are these soundproof booths, which I've called the glass case. And basically, I've said I'm going into my glass case for motion today to people without any context, and they just understood what I meant and started laughing. And like, it's that kind of like where that's actually quite a random line, but the memeing of Anchorman has kind of just kept it in the public consciousness. I think
that film is I think you can call that film a modern comedy classic.
Yeah, absolutely. You ate a whole wheel of cheese. I'm not angry. I'm just I'm impressed. Like that. I don't speak Spanish. But then also just the random things, like in the opening credits where he's rehearsing his lines, he's like, the Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Like
It's the fact that there were so many jokes they managed to cut together a quasi sequel.
Yeah, Wake Up Ron Burgundy. Yeah, no, I mean, exactly. But the thing about Anchorman, the first one, it's very innocent. There's very little like jokes aimed at other things. I was saying about Strays earlier on. Just like fucking David Koechner. It was like, last night I got so drunk, I woke up in a Chinese family's house and they wouldn't stop screaming. I
shit a whole squirrel.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. God, Brick is what it's like. Love, what is it? Yeah, what is that? I don't. It's great. So, Anchorman, just brilliant. So then Anchorman 2, it's like 25 minutes longer.
It's too long.
Yeah, it is too long. It replays moments from the first, some of which work, some of which don't. I will say the news team's fighting is one of those things where it goes on for so long that it becomes unfunny, but then keeps on going for so long that it turns back around and becomes funny again. By the time Harrison Ford turns up again and then turns into a were-hyena, it's like, yeah, okay, you got me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kanye West turns up in that bit and it's just, for fuck's sake. But then it just keeps going and keeps going. And then Kirsten Dunst is like some sort of Greek goddess, like blowing a trumpet to commence the fight. And Steve Carell's got a future gun. And it's like, where'd you get that? And he just starts laughing. And that's the thing, like, it. But then, on the other side of it, there's a bit late on where Baxter saves the day again by banishing Dobby the shark. And it's just, no, all right, you did that bit originally with the bear. It worked well enough the first time. This time, no, not so much. I like the way that Anchorman 2 has some commentary about how Ron Burgundy destroyed news.
Yeah.
But then it's not him fixing that at the end. He's basically leaves news to go down the path it goes down, where people like car chases. But then it's also got... I feel like the bit where they smoke crack is actually under talked about.
It's fucking brilliant. It's just
It
it just happens like halfway through it where they're just gonna try, and then the fact that it keeps on getting kind of brought up, but never like real subtly throughout the rest of it.
yeah, no, exactly. It just, well, it really hits you right away. That, you know, it just
It's very Moorish.
yeah. So, but there is a scene that is curdled like milk where Ron Burgundy is at Megan Good's family's house and he's like talking to them in
black voice,
like black language about how much sex they're having, and like when he first meets her he just can't stop saying black.
Yeah.
And it you know, it is just, oh no.
I know it's supposed to be, but it's almost like do you know what? You didn't need to.
No, and it is, look at this guy, he's being an idiot, but also it goes into it so much. It's not cringe comedy. It's, you're supposed to laugh at how he just keeps on going, and how offensive it is to the other party.
Yeah,
that's what you're supposed to laugh at.
It just goes on a little bit. The film wouldn't be ruined without it.
No, for sure. Also, Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig, they only actually get a few scenes together, and it feels like they probably originally had a lot more, and they cut it down to the bare minimum for the actual plot to work.
Yeah.
They're not very funny together.
No, the scene, is it one in the office where they're just screaming at each other?
Yeah.
And you're watching going, I can't understand how anybody thought that this was going to be funny.
No, and the thing is, at the end sequence is their marriage, and it almost feels like if there wasn't a scene that actually hung on the fact that they got married, would you even have Kristen Wiig actually in the film, or would you have gone, yeah, this isn't funny?
Mm. Yeah,
I wonder. So even though it did make me laugh that her name is literally Shani last name. Good.
I do think James Marsden is also a underrated star of that movie.
Yeah, but he's not in it enough.
No, he's not. But the bit where Ron doesn't think he can hear him and he just turned on and goes, "What's that?" like from across the room. It's just great.
Yeah, and I mean, it's their relationship. As soon as like Ron becomes big and he wins the bet about him calling him Jack Lane, he's barely in it. And you know, I will say, like the end of the news teams fight where Vince Vaughn comes along again. It you know, and it's just, oh fuck me again. We're like kind of replaying the hits here. No, it's not nearly as good as Anchorman. I don't think it is as bad as its reputation kind of says that it is now.
Yeah, it's one of those. You know, Chicken in the Cave is a great line.
Chicken in the Cave's a great line, and also Ron Burgundy being blind. And then, like, there are like, several things where people are just like, yeah, but didn't you realise when you tasted that it wasn't the thing you thought it was? Let me repeat myself again. I'm blind, you know, and that kind of happens a few times, and that's a really good bit as well. Like there are there are really good comedic bits in this. Just like as well, like when he's getting the band back together, the Chicken in the Cave, but then Steve Carell, it's like they're at Brick's funeral, and then he just turns up and starts talking about how much he loved Brick, and then they're having to convince Brick that he's actually alive. Good, it's good.
It's their reaction where they all just kind of go, oh, seriously?
Yeah, and that's the thing. They are, like, in this one, they are a little bit more like, oh, for fuck's sake, about some of the stuff that Brick actually does. And I appreciated that. So, yeah, like I say, Anchorman 2, I think it's a good film. I will watch it again a lot sooner than it's taken me to get to it again now. So, there we are. And my last one
Yeah.
is a film I better only watch once in my life.
Oh.
Heart of Stone.
Oh. Go on.
Okay. Gal Gadot plays Rachel Stone, who is working with an MI6 team, but also a secret kind of pan-international organisation called the Charter. They're trying to get someone who's trying to bring down the Charter, but there's a wrong-un in their ranks. It's very obvious who the wrong-un is. Bex is the wrong-un in their ranks. You just said Bex, I was saying there's a wrong-un.
Just got back in.
Oh, okay.
She's run upstairs.
Oh, okay. So, and then so she's part of the MI6. Then she's but she's also part of the Charter. And then, spoiler alert for Heart of Stone. Jamie Dornan is the leader of the MI6 team. Turns out he's one of the wrong-uns trying to bring down the Charter as well. Her MI6 team are all killed off by Jamie Dornan, and then it just becomes her and the Charter people trying to defeat Jamie Dornan. It really wants to be Bond. There's a title sequence in it that's like a Bond title sequence fast-forwarded. There's a bit in it early on where she's told to not act conspicuously and then immediately jumps off a cliff in front of a bunch of people. Oh god, there's a scene like an hour in where she's having a fight on a blimp, and then you're just thinking like, well, fuck me, what's the ending gonna be then? Because this already kind of seems like the ending of a film, and then the ending of the film is her just having a bit of a tussle with Jamie Dornan in a fucking nondescript room in like Scandinavia. It's a bad film. It feels like one. It feels like the algorithm just generated it. And she literally, at the end of the film, walks away from an explosion with a smirk on her face.
Of course.
It's one of the worst films I'll see this year. There's really nothing to recommend it apart from the fact that it actually looks like they shot some stuff in real locations, which is such a low bar to clear, and yet it's a bar to clear these days. So that is just fundamentally depressing. There you go, Heart of Stone. It's shit.
Yeah, that does not surprise me.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it for me.
Right, let's have a look. We do have some questions this week. We should get to them.
Is Bex around to answer questions?
She's gone upstairs. I think
Alright, that's fine. Yeah, no worries. We'll catch up with Bex next time.
Yeah. TGP73 says, outdoor cinema. What's your opinion, bastards?
Depends on if you're actually actively trying to watch the film or not.
That's exactly mine. I think if you're going to watch something like fucking Grease or The Greatest Showman or Jaws and bits like that, then it's something like that. Then they're fun and they can be quite entertaining. I would love to do one of the watching Jaws on a lake ones at some point.
They've got Top Gun Maverick playing at Cardiff Castle Saturday after next, and it's like I'd love to watch that in that environment, but everybody would have to shut the fuck up.
But it's one of those, yeah. If you're actually wanting to watch the movie, I bet it's a bit of a nightmare. Rick Kidd, I assume you're looking forward to Killers of the Flower Moon and Dune Part 2, but are there any films due out in the remainder of the year that you are particularly looking forward to?
The Killer.
The Killer, yeah. The Creator.
Yeah, good
It's
shout.
high on my list.
I'll say Wonka because it's the guy who directed the Paddingtons. In all honesty, I'm a little bit. That film doesn't need to be made, but I will watch whatever Paul King is doing next.
I am the same on that. I'm intrigued about that movie. There's got to be something there, and I think it's interesting that Charlemagne's doing it. because he's actually quite. He's actually quite a lot more charismatic than I think he's ever given credit for.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And he's also
Napoleon
quite
as well. Sorry.
Fun.
Timmy Two Meats. Yeah. No, he's absolutely.
Yes, I'm looking. Yeah, I'll add that to the list. But yeah, it's the creator is the big one for me. That outside of Killers of the Flower Moon.
But I mean Napoleon as well.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, November.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Fucking hell, we've got a banger of it, like closing like 4 or 5 months of the year, haven't we?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. The rest of the year is going to be fine. Next year, I'm very worried about.
We've got another question. Glenn Pickard watched Resurrection last night, which felt like Universal had spent millions to make porn exclusively for Ian Loring.
Yeah.
What's a recent film experience that you felt like porn for someone you know?
Oh God, that's a great question.
Great question, that.
Oh wow. I feel like Poor Things. It's not a film I've seen, obviously, but the Yorgos Lanthimos film is going to be Porn for Jordan.
Oh yeah, that looks like George porn for sure. Oh fucking hell. I mean, I was watching Gran Turismo going, I really, really hope Ian's enjoying this. And I knew that if you were into it, you'd be like, this is fucking great.
No, honestly, I know I bring it up a lot, but the F1 film Joseph Kosinski's doing for next year, which it's been referred to as being called Apex because that's the name of the team. And I think Apex is just such a cool name for a film because it's not Apex Predator, which is one of the most overused phrases ever.
Oh, God, yeah.
Just Apex as like the name of like people working at the absolute limit of something. That's what F1 drivers do, at least in my opinion. Like that film will be as close to that for me as most even though also coming out this year and also of that ilk, Michael Mann's Ferrari.
Ooh, yeah. That just a decent budgeted Michael Mann film because he's been trying to get that made for so long, and it was basically the studio greenlit it because Driver said he would be in it.
It's just Adam Driver as Enzo Ferrari is some magnificent casting,
especially with it being in a Michael Mann film because you and Michael Mann's been wanting to make that movie for like 20 odd years, so you know there is a fucking room of research.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that.
Yeah,
like that. And I think that's this year. It's playing Venice. Sky Cinema have rights to it here. So God knows what kind of theatrical release it's going to get. The showcase here will show it, but Lord knows what kind of theatrical release that will get. We need a trailer. It's playing Venice next week. There's got to be a trailer here.
There'll be a trailer this week. I think next week. I think.
Yeah.
Ethan Barr says favorite hospital scenes. I mean, there's an easy one for me.
3, 2, 1.
Exorcist
The Exorcist 3.
Yeah, it is that scene because it genuinely is one of the best scenes in cinema. Without question. Yeah. I almost feel like we're not allowed to say that. Like it's pantheoned.
No, I don't care. It's not pantheon. It's great.
I tell you what, an odd hospital scene. I think we've mentioned this before, but is it Fast 7?
Go on.
Where Statham basically destroys a hospital. And then says, "Take care of my brother." It's like, mate, you've just destroyed part of the hospital.
And then it blows up in the background.
Yeah, fucking hell. But it's the Exorcist Part 3, isn't it? It's the answer.
Yeah, I mean, so The Exorcist Part 3 or Fast and Furious 7, those are your answers.
I'm sure there's a really good one we're missing, but it's that.
Oh, God, I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
But hey, there we are.
Right. That was episode 506. Very much enjoyed that. Next week, we're not sure. We might have a skip week.
It feels like we're just going to skip a week.
Yeah. It's very rare our schedules cause us to have this. I think it'll be our first actual full skip week in a long, long time. But what will we be back with the week after? Because it's not that bad a week to skip, I don't think, is it?
No, I mean, it's not the worst week to skip.
But it's Vacation
coming out,
Friends.
Yeah, so coming out next week, we got Vacation Friends 2, we got The Blackening.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to, actually. I quite want to watch that. And then the week after, we've got The Equalizer 3. So,
I feel Training Days replaying in cinemas next week for one day, and I can't go.
Oh, that's mad.
And I'm good. I literally got a trailer for it before Strays.
Oh man!
And I was watching going.
That'd be good.
Going.
There's the 4K disc just came out as well.
Yeah,
so
I might just buy it.
It'll be for that.
Yeah.
Look, I think we're going to call it now, given the conversation we had off mic, that we're not going to make it next week. And that, that's Mark. To be clear, that's fine. You're on late, dude. You're fucking working. And to be honest, the Sunday as well. Like, I've got to be up at 3 a.m. UK time on Sunday for the flight. There is a chance I'd fall asleep during the recording if we did Sunday. Yeah, so it's a combination of these things, and it also means that it's not an evening of me being squirreled away recording. So which is probably a good thing when we're only away for like 5 nights. So we'll skip next week. We'll be back the week after with Vacation Friends 2, The Blackening, and The Equalizer 3, yeah?
That's a banging show, that.
I think that's going to be a good show to come back with, to be fair.
Yep, I'm up for that. Well, thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you very much, Mark. Enjoy the Film Bastards summer break, much as I've endured the F1 summer break. We will see you soon. Go fuck yourself, Jason Reitman. And Mark, yes.
Yep, I am going to continue down my... I've rediscovered my love of physical media, so I'm going to get some more 4Ks.
Oh, wow. All right, get training day.
I've now got a 4K cupboard.
Oh, what's in it?
So far, our TV unit has got 2 little cupboards. One has exercise weights in it, and the other one's going to be for my 4Ks. And so far, there is Inferno, Tenet, A Star Is Born, and First Blood, and I'm going to get a couple more.
Solid.
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much for listening, guys. We shall speak to you the week after next.
Enjoy. Goodbye.
Bye.